kiss for you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my another video on Android app development. So guys, in this video I will be teaching you on how you can use the interstitial ads in your Android application using the Admob SDK. Alright, so first of all you have to go to your settings.gradle file, and in here make sure that you have this Maven repository here, and after this you have to go to your build.gradle.kts file and make sure that you have this implementation, this Google Admob library. You have to integrate it. Alright, so after everything is set up, this has been synced successfully, then you have to go to your main activity.xml file, and in here you have to write a button. We will use the match parent and wrap the content. Then we will say center in parent, it will be true. Then we will have to set the ID of the button, and the ID of the button we can say btn, and let's me write text, and it will be go to another activity, right? So after this you have to go to your main activity.Kotlin file, and in here first of all we will initialize our button. So here we can say like this, and then we can simply say btn equal to find view by id and our .id.button. Alright, so after this what you have to do is you first of all have to initialize the you have to use the SDK version. So first of all we have to initialize. So in order to initialize it, we can simply say mobile ads.initialize, and in here we have to pass on this, right? And after this what we are going to do is, first of all let me just have a private variable interstitial add, right? And after this here we have to first of all request the interstitial add. So for that let me write value add request equal to add request dot builder dot build, right? And after this we have to load the interstitial add. So in order to load it, we can simply say interstitial add dot load, and in here first of all we have to pass on the current context, and then we can pass on the API key of your interstitial add. In this case we will use the debug API key, right? And after this we have to pass on the add request, and then we have to use the interstitial add load callback, right? So how we can use the callback here inside our Kotlin, we can say object, and in here we can say like interstitial add load callback, right? And in here we have a couple of functions. So let me show you. We have the on add failed to load, and then we have on add loaded, right? So after this after we have inside our own add loaded, we have to equal it to be like this, okay? And after this let me show you here. Okay, so this is the on create ending of on create. Let me comment, right? And in here we have to use the set on click listener for our button click. So we can say button dot set on click listener, and in here we can write our code. So here first of all we can check if interstitial add is not equal to null, then we can simply say interstitial add dot show, and in here we have to pass on this, and here we have an error, so we have to use the question mark here, right? So after this else, okay, so if interstitial add has not been loaded successfully, so we can simply open our activity. So here we can say intent and we can simply say start activity, and we can pass on the intent here, right? And here let me just open my create another activity and name it as second activity. right? Let me just remove it. And after this, what we are going to do here, let me show you. Here we have to use another ad listener, so that we know that the ad has been shown and ad has been clicked or ad has been closed, right? So for this, inside our own ad loaded function, we can say like interstitial ad dot set full screen or callback, set full screen content callback, and inside this we can say object full screen callback, right? And in here we have to implement, okay, so here we can implement the function. So first of all, we have the on add dismissed, then we have on add failed to show, on add impression, and on add short full screen, right? So these are the functions that will be loaded, and here we can see here inside our on add dismissed. So suppose the user has dismissed the interstitial ads. So for this, here we can say interstitial add equal to null, and user can open the second activity here after he has dismissed the ad. So here we can simply say this, and for this we can write this, and after on add impression and on add short full screen, right? So here this is the code. So in here after this, let me show you. Okay, so here we have to use the debug key, and the debug key here we can, I will just copy it. This is for the interstitial ads, right? And also you have to make sure that you have to go to your Android manifest file, and you have to change it from there. Right after your this activity tag, we have to add the metadata tag, and this is for the debug application. You have to just copy paste it here inside your Android manifest file. Alright, so I think our code is completed. So let me run the application, and before that let me connect my phone. So I will pause the video and connect my phone here. Alright, my phone has been connected. And let me, alright, now the application has crashed, so let me see where it has crashed. Okay, so if you have the same crash, so you have to just initialize or integrate the another library. Let me show you. This is the library, so we will just copy that, and we will paste it here, right? And now we will run it again, and I hope that it will now work. Alright, now it is working, and if I click on go to another activity, and there you can see we have the interstitial ad, and if I click on cross, So you can see the other activity has been opened. So if I click on go back, and then if I click on go to another activity, so it's in this way, as the interstitial add has not been loaded, so it will just open the other activity, right? So this is the way. So guys, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and goodbye.